I made a change and now my test suit doesn't work anymore. That is this test. Gradient descent algorithm returns value in W because it's passed as a reference. Normally it returns the next W value for which I want to know the value of LW and the derivative. So it is just in a loop. Blah, blah, blah. W is adjusted and then we get back and immediately call it again. And this specific test looks for local extreme, the first local extreme. Therefore, it should return the local extreme in W. And then I test if we find the right one by comparing W like this with, well, both of the extremes that I know it has. I'm too lazy to check explicitly which one. I just compare it with both, and if it's equal to one of them, then it's probably the right one. But this no longer works. This wasn't assert. This should have been W, or was W. Change that back then. The change that I made causes this function here to not necessarily return the local extreme. And well, not if previously we already passed the local extreme. For example, we could pass a value of 1, including the value of L at 1 and the derivative at 1. And then we pass 2, and then we find out that the local extreme is in 1. But I already know the values of L1 and the derivative in 1. So there's no reason to return the local extreme then, and which basically means we want to have these values because I already have them. And precisely in those cases, I can, turns out, then use a last. The last one that was added to the chain of samples. I'm not even sure why that makes sense, but it works. All right, because last is also updated. Last is also updated when we reuse a sample. So then I do not return the local extreme in W, but internally that sample is being reused because it already existed, which then makes it also equal to last. So last is then equal to the local extreme. While if we return with the request for the value in the local extreme W, so W is the local extreme, then the sample doesn't exist yet. So then last is not pointing to the sample that includes these values for the local extreme. Then I really have to use W itself, or call it again, and then it would be lost, but okay. So the question is, how do I know if a reuse happened? Now here I just said, well, I have some debug code. If it is equal to W, then we print W, and otherwise if it's equal to last W, I print last here, plus the values. And if it's neither, then we assert, but that doesn't happen, so it's always one or the other. And these are all the values that matter. Actually, it turns out that the exact same strings are being printed concerning this first part, independent of the value of maximum last. So really I should only, or can only, print this for one of them. Let's say maximum last equals 0. We have 4 for loops, 1, 2, 3, 4. But we don't print anything when no extremes is 1. That's this. And here, let's say you print only something when maximum last equals 0. Well, this also does the assert, so maybe I should literally only print something. Okay, let's do that. I can add a boolean here to maximum last equals 0, and only print it in. Now, of course, you don't have to print this anymore. So that would always print 0. Yeah, and I'm getting tired of typing spaces, so let's not do the drawing. And let's not do the next sample. Oh, that's already commented out. Print success at the end, so I did not core dump or crash, or I mean, I did not assert, which is good. And then the output looks like I think I can just grab on I0 equals. Yep, that's that output. And I see there's a lot of both W's and last. And it's not clear at all how I could deduce that from the values of I0 and I1. In fact, there is something weird going on here that is like beyond weird. It's printing W for I0 is 0 and I1 is 5. And it does the exact same thing immediately afterwards, and then we need last. Like what? But I think the reason for that is that, yeah, well, it is the second time for the same values. So I just keep running until it calls finish, which in the end is not going to happen anymore, so I should not rely on that. Here, the same thing. And again. And I don't like it to use last anyway, so let's try to not call it too often. Now I'm calling it until this returns false, so I want to stop with that. Let's see, how often should I call it? This is simply the first sample. And then we pass the second sample. That's not true. This is the first sample. And the second sample is being passed here after setting W to the second sample. And then I think we're already done. It should never return false. I don't believe that. No. So, yeah, I think I just have to call this once. Maybe do I think it's never finished. Not sure though. When would it be finished? No, it's never finished. Let's see what this gives. Let's make see whether it worked. Yeah, and now of course since we immediately stop, after that everything is just happening once, meaning I have I is 0 and then I1 is 1 more than I0, that's 1, and then all the way up till 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 plus 1 is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. And then we see that last happens when I is 2, but also when I0 is 2. And here I1 is 6. I1 is 6, I1 is 6, and I0 is 6. So if either one is 2 or 6, then we need to use last, which would mean that there is no 2 when there's a W. 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, 0, 6, 0, 7, 0, 8, no 2s. 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1, 8. Oh, there's a 2 here, so that story did not work. Okay, I think that in this case the 2 is the maximum, but we are going for the minimum, I think, here, which is the 6. So there is no 6 here. There is a 2, but it doesn't really matter. And here's no 2. No 2 and no 6. Yeah, okay. How to special case these? 2 here, and then these are larger than 6. I think it's the same reason as which maximum we go for. What? I would have to look at the extreme itself, I guess. I mean, the extreme that is being used. Yeah, there's a 6 here as well. And here. So whether or not there's allowed to be a 2 or a 6 depends on which extreme it goes for. And I think I already have a detection for that. That would be this detection. Oh, so I do check it. So it must be either equal to SI or TI. And then I test that it is equal to SI instead of TI in this case. So that determines which one to pick. I thought the I stands for index. So how the hell am I comparing that with W? It's probably, no, it's the I of integer. It's an integer value. Cool. P is 100% correlated. Every time it prints using existing sample, then we need to use last. That's what I want to go for. It's nothing to teach, just it's easy. Do I write that correctly? Inflection. Looks weird. I think that's definitely it. Yeah. Okay. So if that works, then of course I can just use target extreme now here. And we don't have to compare both. Well, that seemed to work. So then we have to use last if one of the samples is the target itself, which means is equal to or 6. Maybe I should not use SINTI, or maybe I should use another variable for the 2, 6 thing. Or we can just compare it with XS. No, yes. Yeah, I guess, maybe. It's also an int. I don't like to compare with the double, even though that should work in this case. So let's make an index. This I stands for integer, and then we have an I here that stands for index, I think. Very unclear. Abbreviations. I tell everybody non-stop to not use abbreviations. And then here I am. But this is a test suite, so that's different. I'm allowed to use it in test suites. Test code, debug code, whatever. It's still bytes, right? It's not clear. It's not clear what it is. Anyway, I need the 2 or the 6. So SI corresponds to the maximum, or I max. Well, let's just call it I. I don't know, I don't think I have an I. Well, I have an I0 and an I1. Maybe I call it IE. That's more. One abbreviation also leads to other abbreviations. It's like a virus. Yeah, but and it isn't even. It's not the minimum. It's like the first one. We'll call it target. Target extreme is first extreme. Which corresponds to SI, so that corresponds to that thing being true. And then the target extreme itself. Just use this boolean. And then we have an index, which I set to yeah, Max. I mean, even though it's sometimes it's the other way around. Oh boy. You don't want that, probably. It's not something you can choose to do, like a sacrifice. This is just my life, man. I'm just, yeah. I mean, it happens because you want to, not because you say, okay, I'm going to allocate 40 hours a week to coding C++ for the next 10 years, even though I don't like it. I don't think there's anything that you can become really good at by planning it in advance. Nobody's going to sacrifice 10 years of their life just to get good at something and then decide what they're going to do with it. It just happens. If you like coding enough, then you just code. Not because you want to be good and then get a good career and earn money, but because you want to code. What else is there to do? Go outside and play? Nah. Coding. Obsession. And then 10 years later, someone wants to hire you, but that wasn't the plan, you know? Definitely was not the plan. I don't think that's possible. I've been coding for 48 years now, starting at 12, of which 30 years in C++. The IMAX was the one that is 2. I think, I'm pretty sure of that, yep. Well, I didn't do exclusively coding in my teenage years, a lot. But I also had other hobbies like electronics and mathematics, and I had school, of course. And my study, I did physics afterwards. So I only started to be dedicated coder since I was 30, and now I'm 60. So I've been doing that for dedicated C++ for 30 years. But it does help, maybe, I think, to start with something very young, and I started with programming very young, but yeah, I always thought it was simple. So it's also my thing or something. The very, very first program that I wrote when I was 12 was a program that printed the first, I think, 256 prime numbers. And I coded that with just the manual of the language that was supported. It's called GFA Basic. On paper, because we didn't have a computer. And then I went with my dad to get a second-hand computer. It was a DAI, D-A-I. And while he was talking with the guy who was selling it, I typed in my program and hit enter, and it worked. And I thought that was normal. But yeah, soon I learned that normal is that it doesn't work the very, very first time, let alone the very first program. Yep, a lot. If I look at the code that I wrote after coding 10 years, and I look at that back now, I'm shaking my head. And now I'm degrading because I'm getting too old. So 60 is really too old to code. So I'm over my peak now. I think the best code that I wrote was in the last decade, but I don't fancy to improve anymore. So yeah. If fancy is the right word. Now, let me finish this. So I is now the index into that array, and I can compare I with I0 and I1. And if either is equal to the target extreme, then we should use last. So we can do if I equals I0. I'm going to do it differently. If I0 equals I, or I1 equals I, did we use, sorry, did we reuse symbol? To reuse one of the first two samples for the extreme. Then we use this, meaning I can do assert now. Yeah, no. Well, almost, but let me fix this. That's the other one, which uses last W. Well, that one goes here. And this one just goes there. And that will never happen. And then I tested everything here already. Yeah, I removed that output, but success. Yeah, okay, that's fixed. Yeah, I have to fix getting an extra sample. I think I feel like committing first. Yeah, I wrote this yesterday. I wrote this off stream. It turned out to be possible that you have only one sample. And I decided to just use the other sample that the cubic is fitted through that we're using. Despite that it is slightly further away than 1.1 times the scale. That's good enough. So if they have only one, I just add one more sample, and then we have two samples. And if we have still less than 3 samples, then yeah, this is also a new code. So I had to find that direction. So what I just get the sample that is the furthest away from the extreme, and then add one on the other side. Or add one on the other side, ask for it. So W is set to the new sample value that we want to have, and I set this state and we return true. And then we get somewhere where that still has to be implemented. Yeah, this has to be added as well. All in time, I guess. Remove the bogus stuff. Improve the dumping, the chain. So instead of having a separate vector with a local extreme class of objects, I just added a boolean. Well, not really boolean. Some enum here, three possible values, but in the end, apart from unknown, it's just going to be minimum or maximum value here. To the sample node class. So we have a chain of sample nodes of all the samples in order by or sorted by W value. And then if one of them turns out to be on top of a local extreme, then we set this from instead of unknown to what it is, minimum or maximum. Then the test suite, yeah, well. No, that's it, looks all good. Didn't change anything. Git commit, everything. I don't know, what did I do? I just looked at it. Stuff. Work in progress. I'll push it anyway. Let me read the chat. Yeah, I don't use an IDE. And like I said, I started coding when I was 12, so it was 48 years ago. There was no internet for a long time. We had black and white monitors of this big. I don't know, like 40 characters wide and 20 lines high or something like that. And I never got used to wasting space on my monitor. So for me, the main reason is I just want to use my whole monitor for editing, not have all kinds of other stuff. And I mean, IDEs didn't even exist, of course, but at some point they started to exist, and then I heard about it, but I already had my thing. Just, it works. But okay, everyone using an IDE and they talk about it, so I tried out. Turns out IDEs did not support Vim key bindings. So I tried it out for 1 minute and then I deleted it again. And then many years later, I try out again an IDE, and it still doesn't support Vim. I think that by now, finally, they have support in IDEs. If I buy when you have to pay for it, CLion for Unix, and it's probably, people say it's good, and it probably supports Vim editor. But why would I buy something on the only thing I need is a Vim editor? Maybe it's me, but I still don't even understand what an IDE is for. Really, I don't know. I don't need it. It's going perfectly like this, without wasting screen with menu bars, and I can even remove this line here if I want to. Settings. But yeah, I use this menu sometimes, so let's keep that. But IDE said you have all kinds of things that dude, I just want to edit. Seems like I don't know. I'm like, why would anyone want to use an IDE? What does it do anyway? That being said, I have my own IDE in Bash scripts and functions. I mean, I type make because I want to recompile. You maybe click on a button to rebuild your project. I type make. That's yeah, but my make is not make. Make is this Bash function. Yeah, so it's comparable to an IDE in that I built all my expertise and repeated stuff and intelligence into functions like this. If I type config, I mean, if I want to configure, I type configure because that comes from AutoTools, of course. But I don't have a configure, and I'm not even using AutoTools. My configure is this. And I'm using a lot of environment variables for the state of my IDE. I'll call it an IDE, okay, just for fun. So for example, repo base is always set to the base of the repository of the project that I'm working on. And we have build here. That's where it builds the thing. So yeah, some people use an IDE. I use Bash functions and environment variables. And now you can say, yeah, but how can you work with that if you go to another project? Well, if I change to another project, say I go to, let's first do an ls for the fun of it. If I change the directory to project, let's say libecc, then it says, as you can see here, environment changed from that to that. And if now I echo my repo base, then it changed to the repository base of libecc. Yep, and all the variables, all the environment variables. So it's all automated. I'm just using my own system, using Bash. Like I have stuff like resource, doing this, which print environment. This prints the files that are read in order to set up my environment. So we go back to this project. When I type PE, then you see that it sourced two files. A general one for all projects and then a specific one for machine learning. And if you look at the environment file that I use for all projects, that is huge. That is just huge. So maybe in the IDE you have a menu and you can click on it, pull down, and blah 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 blah, and you configure, and you enter your Git author email and blah blah blah, yeah, stuff like that. Well, I have it in my environment, as you can see. So maybe that's my secret. I'm kind of using an IDE, but then without the graphics stuff. Same thing for if I have a compile error, I just double click on it. So I have had a compile error. I haven't had a compile error, of course, for a long time. So here I do VI, so I can just the compiler prints something like this. You can just double click it and it selects it. And then I can do VI and I just paste it, okay? And then we go there and then we are at that line and that column. Why? Because VI does that? No. I type VI because I want an editor. That's what I'm. The Vim didn't exist when I was using VI for the first time, so I got used to VI. But my VI is really Bim Vin in my home directory, which is another script, which is doing this. So I'm typing VI, but in fact I'm doing something intelligent, and then run user bin nvim, which is new Vim, with all the arguments that we collected here. This thing extracts the line number and column number from what I paste as first argument, and then puts it together correctly, and then actually runs nvim. So I can do here maybe printf. So we run this. It is calling, it is, if I type this, then it's running /user /bin /endvim -c. Set tags is that, and then the file +582, which is the line number, space -c normal exclamation mark is ZZ. So maybe in an IDE that is also hidden in some kind in what is it in your configuration or your settings of it. And in my case, it's part of my environment. Now, okay, I hope that answered the where is your IDE question. I secretly have one. Poor people who watch this and then see me type these commands and then are trying this at home and then nothing works. The colors look different. The editor doesn't open at the right file, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah. Yeah, even which is not a command, which is also a bash function, which eventually equals this, but okay. I don't want to type this every time, so I use bash functions. And I forgot what I was doing. No, not really. I think I just pushed this stuff. Yeah, okay. I want to edit this file. Yeah, autocomplete. Yeah, no. I really don't need autocomplete. You can add autocompletion to a new Vim, but I don't see the point of it. I'm using C tags though, you know. I mean, I can put my cursor on it and then just jump to the definition of that function. But say I need a new state. I can just jump here and then see what the states are. And I don't need auto-completion. I can just jump here and then click it. So just double click. You have it selected. And then we go back and then I can paste it. That's almost as fast as auto-completion, if you ask me. Without non-stop having this the pull-down window, distracting stuff while you type. Horrible. Okay, so we get here, need extra sample. We get here after already having returned, and then enter this function again with the extra sample. So even though the state is need extra sample, it's more like that we now have the extra sample. So maybe I should rename it. This one is called finish, and yeah, it kind of finishes, I guess. This one is called find extreme, and it's having code that finds an extreme. The first cubic, yeah, okay, this one is looking for the first cubic. I think I want to rename it to something else, like just extra sample or something. When this is called, then I know that we have an extra sample, or the moment I set it, I ask for it, but whatever. So I want to rename need extra sample to extra sample, but I don't know anymore where exactly it all is being used. Well, let's just then I type in grab sources, need extra sample. Okay, I could have put it in my mouse. And then I have all the line numbers here. Well, this is the old version, so I won't touch that one. But all of these I would have to edit as well then. Yeah, this is one. The first one is one file. You can of course do in NeoVim, just replace all of that with extra sample, and then we have the other one as well. And then I already changed this one. Need extra sample. I did not change this one. I thought I already changed one. This is the correct place. Did I change it in the wrong file? Maybe I changed it in the wrong file. Git diff. Yeah. Oops. So I changed the old version. It starts to get annoying. I think I should remove this from my CTEX. I just jump to it because now I have so many duplicates, and I jump continuously to the old file, and then I make changes there. So that's not good, of course. So let's go here, go here. I can do git diff in the current directory, and that's the only thing. And then I can do git restore to whatever it was. So now the diff is gone. Now you have a diff in version 2, from need to without a need. Also version 2. Also version 2, so that's good. Yeah, I was going to remove that. Okay, let's say, so in this case, my CTEX thing, I do type make CTEX, even though that's kind of silly, because my make is actually picking that up and then running this and this. This is okay. It goes to the build directory, then runs CTEX with passing all the source files, which as prints, and then I run gentex, which fixes my syntax highlighting based on the CTEX patterns, whatever CTEX did find. So what I want to change here is the output of S, because that I don't want to pass it the old gradient descent source files anymore. Now S is defined somewhere in one of those source files, and it's of course pretty project specific, so it's properly defined in this one. And then here we have it, alias S. So we have this whole list. Gradient descent is here. So I'm going to remove this. Right. Now I changed one of my source files, so I have to do resource. And now S is changed. So if now I would do S, then you don't see gradient descent 1 anymore. Do we even see gradient descent still? Yeah. Test gradient descent 2, but the other one is gone. So now we can do make ctags, and then everything is fixed. As in, we won't jump anymore to this directory. Right. Let's go in here. Oops, that is easier. ls. Okay, so we get here and we have our extra sample. And that sample is needed in order to handle the local extreme. So maybe I should just return to that function. That's what I do in the other case. So we were calling handle local extreme. Probably not this one, but this one. So I think we were this, and it returned true. So this is false because there's a not in front of it. Therefore, we continue here. So this did change W value, and then returns true, so that we go there, break out of the switch. Does something that hopefully needs to be done always at the end. Initialize the larger iterator. Detects if it is a duplicate, if you can use a duplicate or not. We couldn't in this case, so we call break again, and then we return true from this function, which then has changed W. So it's being called again because we return true with the correct values for that W value. And then all we really wanted is just return to the handle local extreme function instead of doing instead of erasing all previous curves, for example. I mean, maybe I'm steeper code anyway, but maybe I want to skip this. It's possible, I guess. I do want to do this again. No, I think I just want to dump the chain every time we leave this function. It puts that new sample in current. Well, that doesn't hurt. And then, yeah, state is not equal to initialization. I guess a new sample must be inserted. So yeah, okay, this is also still good. And then we update the energy. But that's okay because the update energy just bumps the energy, so this is not going to return false. And then abort. Oh, I still have to fix it. But this is now false anyway, and then we just update it and return true, always. So then we get here, and then it says running extra sample. And then we get here. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then I want to continue like where we left off. I'm just going to call this again, I think. But if now it decides to return false, I'm not even sure if that's possible, but why the hell would it handle local extreme return false? I wouldn't know, but hey, maybe it will someday. The old code did it, so let's not think about it too long. So if it returns true, I have to do this code at the end. But if it returns false, I have to return false and call abort H direction, and or actually. So I have to do something like if not that, return false, but also if and the rest. Yeah. So yes, the last part of this. So we are here. This function returns. We leave the function. We are not here, but there. We come back, and then we come here, and then we continue as if nothing happened. And just pick up again. And then if we get here, then it returned true again, and then we, oops, what the hell, dude? Break. You always have to do a break at the end of the case, otherwise we would fall through here, and that's not what we want. But now we enter handle local extreme while the state equals extra sample. And yeah, and then we have to do something smart, of course. Like pick up where we left off here. Problematic thing is that I threw everything away because we needed one more sample. So everything on the stack here, that is destroyed. So maybe we have to start over again and initialize all those stack variables again. Let's see if we can just do that. The only annoying thing here is maybe that W value is now the extra sample, not the local extreme. This function is normally called with the local extreme here, but we just ask for a new sample. And we are called with that new sample, and yeah, now it's not the local extreme. So why do I want to call find larger here? Oh, because of this. I think I already inserted a fake sample last time. Definitely don't want to create a new symbol. Plus this is using W, which really has to be the local extreme. And it isn't anymore. I think I have to make the local extreme variable here a member variable. So it just survives leaving the function and then re-entering it again. Yeah, I think I need to do this again. You know, we want to fill this array, and then in the end, I figured out that there was one sample. We were short one sample. Now we should have that sample. So I want to begin here, more or less. Although I also have to add the new sample still. Probably going to, I probably should make some kind of function for that. Otherwise I get all kinds of code duplication, but okay. Let's start with so I do not want to do this again. And I probably don't need to call that either then. So if state equals, is that still my mouse buffer? It's totally not in my mouse buffer. If state equals iteration state extra simple, then we probably need to do something else, and otherwise I do this. Well, local extreme is defined here, so that doesn't exist anymore now. Here, it's out of scope. But I'm going to make that a member function, so that it's a member function, a member variable, so that it still exists. And we leave the function and re-enter it again. And then what else do I need? The local extreme is one thing. Array. Max samples per site, that is just here. There's a new one, there's a new one. Uses local extreme again. Max size defined here. I think that's basically it. Just need the local extreme iterator to survive. So add a thingy at the end, and then move this to the header. I think it looks a bit messy. I'll just increment the indentation here. Still have room enough there to let you make use of that. I think this should compile. Oops, I renamed this. Yeah, okay, my rename didn't really work out. Do I have more stuff like that? I don't see it. Oh, scale value does not exist anymore. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to redo that one. I don't think that cubic used was changed. You can do that at the top, so it is known in all cases. Good. Now the new sample wasn't added yet. I still have to add it here. And then we would skip over here. And then we would find it in the chain. Just like everything else. Which means that then afterwards a number of samples, usable samples must be equal to 3. Yeah, and that already holds here. So I think, I'm not sure actually, but I think it is not larger or equal than 3, but it must be equal than 3. Now larger than 3 would be nice as well. But previously we didn't have, I mean the new sample shouldn't make any difference really. It must be found, and the rest that we did find before must still be found. I can't think of a good reason that it would ever not be equal to 3. So after asking for one extra sample, we should now have well, 3 samples. So then upon re-entry, this is false because it's equal to 3. And this is false. And we've fixed it. So it's possible that the first time this is already false, and otherwise we ask for an extra sample, return true, re-enter, and now come here with 3 samples. So now we have at least 3 samples getting here. But this means that I still have to add the new symbol, in this case here, to the chain. I think that basically works the same as, let's see, dump empty, initialize, insert. Oh, that was already inserted then. It was already added. However, we did not initialize any cubics. I'm not sure that is necessary though. I'm not sure that is necessary. Nah, not really. Not really. Let's not do that. So then Okay, now I must admit that I would like to have a key now where I can just jump to the start of this function. I'm not sure if NeoVim has that. I could add it, I guess. Maybe something new to learn here. Let's ask ChatGPT. Does NeoVim have a key combination to jump to the start of the current function? Because usually it is scroll the whole way, but yeah. Well, that's impressive if it works. Square bracket opening im. Test it out. Square bracket opening im. It fucking works. Oh yeah, cool. I learned something new. I just got to ask ChatGPT. I mean, you just need to want to know it, and then. So it's not really necessary to do this, to do anything here. I'm just gonna do it like that. It's unequal. And then we'll see what happens. If we run this, let's run it in a debugger. And usually this quite, oh, I can just run this, I suppose. Or I want to run it in a debugger, maybe. Probably crashing anyway. Success! Oh boy, it worked. No, I need the other test, sorry. To enable another test, this one. It's a good thing that this still works. There it is. Okay, so we start here. Gradient descent. Let's go down because we want to find the minimum. We want to find this minimum, but I go down anyway. So now we're here, 1. And that part here fits this cubic, so now we guess that maybe the minimum is here. And then we jump here. This is not asking for an extra sample. So I think here we have immediately 3 samples that we can use. And then we start to do nonsense, just asking for the log stream again, which I don't want, but okay, that wasn't implemented yet. No. We want to try the other one, which is not this one. So let's test the getting the extra sample. Probably means to turn on drawing again. What the hell is that? Oh, here. Run. Beep. Okay, this one should need a new one. It already added it. Okay, what's that debug output say? First sample is at -5. Yeah, that is sample 0. And then that's the only one we have. And then the next one is at -3. Running state first cubic, which finds out that the extreme is in -3. Where does it say that? Find extreme. Oh, here. So then we call handle local extreme. Yeah, so the first one is at -5 here, and then we do -3, and then we find out that the extreme is actually where we already gave it the sample. So it doesn't have to do sample that again, it's just bang the extreme. And nevertheless, we call handle local extreme. Yeah, well, we immediately call that because, well, it is a local extreme. But we only have 2 samples, so we need 3. And it says here using existing sample. Yeah, on the left, it's like 0.000001 on the left, and that is then my local extreme. It doesn't really print very clearly, like, oh no, I do not have enough samples. This is all we get. We have 2 samples. But we do see that there's a mention of -1 here. So I think that what it does is the scale is 2. So we go 2 to the right from -3. So we go from -3 to -1, and it asks for a new sample at -1. And then upon leaving that function, it calls find larger -1 and a Dempsey chain. Here. Okay, this is also here, next probe. What is this? Oh, these are the 2 samples that are found. Yeah, well, both samples that we have. We only have 2 samples. So now it wants to have an extra sample at -1, and this is the full debug output of the current chain. We have a sample at -5 and a sample at -3. -3 was already marked as being the maximum, local maximum. So I think I have to press space to continue. And then what happened? Then we completely started over. Yeah, I guess the test suite doesn't go any further. It doesn't give it a new sample. It's like, oh, you want to know? No. -1? No. Next test. But at least we asked for it. It's something. Yeah, it doesn't even get run. I need another test, one that continues running. Okay, for now, I guess we can just I do my test here, and then I can add the while loop, which we just run till the end, calling this cursively. That was quick. Okay, so here, space, yep. Now we get point at -1 is being asked for. And we already run finish, so that would be the end then. I do want to see that it re-enters handle local extreme. I think that was the end, right? Bleep. Yeah, start over. Okay. So run again. Yes. So. So now it runs extra sample, so it does return, right? So we call it before this. Here it is already. Here's the re-entry. Next prop is -1 and we get these values. Which is 0.2. Okay, and then extra sample calls handle local extreme again. And yay, now we find the 3 samples. The previous 2 plus the -1. It found it. Looks all good. Yeah, I'm getting too tired to code. I don't know. Maybe should continue for till midnight. Or not. I don't know. I can just go to bed, I suppose. Let's play a game of chess before I go to bed. Chess. Lloyd chess. All very, very classic. Okay, so if now I block this pawn by putting the bishop here, they can just put the bishop there because the rook is gone. But surely that can't be the best move. This is now unprotected. Is there a way to attack that or something? Would have to get a knight here. Well, let's block the pawn anyway. It's not really about exchanging the bishop. It's really about blocking the pawn. So now I can come with this pawn, and they can't push that pawn. Oops. He can just take here my pawn. Or can he? He takes a pawn, I take a knight. Oh, it doesn't do it. Okay. Let's solve this. I'm just gonna go away. Yeah, the plan is very simple. You just open a file here, preferably the H file, and then attack the king. And then hope we are faster than black, which hopefully is the case, because they moved here and they moved here, which is pointless. And the queen came here, which is, I don't think, the best move. Black hopefully wasted a few moves, so we should be on time if nothing else goes horribly wrong. Okay, this is a nasty, this is definitely nasty. What can I do about it? I could put my knight here. That would be an unprotected knight then. So that doesn't work. Could ignore it. He pushes it one further, and then I can really not ignore it anymore. I have to go back all the way here, and that's nah. Let's move the king. I can move the king, push, knight goes here. Then this one is protected like twice, three times even, but that one is weak. And the bishop is still on it. Sort of. Push this pawn. I can't take it, and the knight comes back. Strong attack, man. What about I use my bishop again here, like an intermediate attack on the queen there. And then after the queen moves, I can push this pawn maybe. Surely the queen cannot go here. I would have trapped it. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Yeah, okay. can go here, I think. Take, take, take. Why not? Let's not go back. That was the advantage of having my bishop put back. No, yeah. My attack is going just fine, and I don't think that black is breaking anything here. This is not really. This may be in an endgame and a disadvantage, but hello, mate in 5 or so. So yeah, endgame not gonna happen. Very good. So going to take here. And then the end is near. I hope. No, I don't know. Shouldn't. Takes back. Okay. And now what if I put my queen here and then the bishop comes there, of course. So that doesn't work. Could take here and then he takes there, double attack on my knight, and then I go there. If he just takes my knight, I give check. Goes there and I don't have anything. Bishop is still here, alive and kicking. This also not really a possibility. Maybe I should move my knight. Two. Take, take, take. I give a pawn. I don't really give a pawn. I mean, I give a pawn, but hello. You can have that pawn. You can have it. Black wins a pawn. Ta-da! Exclamation mark. The point being that if this knight moves, they can have a pawn, because then they can exchange here. And then h7 is completely undefendable. Completely undefendable. Actually not true. The bishop could go back, but yeah. No. I have a good feeling about it. They take it, okay. And then I could take here, for example. Desperado, I take there anyway. Or shall I just take it like this? Take, 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 take. I don't know. Either way, yeah, I don't know. Not super good. Not super good at all. We can go here with my queen. That would kind of threaten something, doesn't it? Not really. I'll play this thing here. And then go there. It also doesn't really threaten anything. Damn it. Is my attack too slow now or what? Oh, I should have put it in there. That's a good defense, and then my queen can can go to this file. And I have a bishop here to, yeah. The only downside is that there's no downside. Well, actually there was a downside, and now I made the downside even worse. The knight can take here, and then I wanted to take there, but that they have this horrible check. Ouch. This guy can't play chess, fortunately. He doesn't see it. Gonna go here. Well, actually I would just take back, so no. Okay, now we have a real attack. A real attack. And the queen is attacked. Can't take back with the queen. Yep. Kick out the knight. Take the bishop, I think. Oh fuck, what am I doing? The knight is going here. That's what we wanted to prevent all this time. I'm just so lucky that this guy can't play chess. Probably just a shortened time or something. Made a lot of errors. Just waiting for queen comes here. Mertens threatens a mate in one. No, doesn't want to do that. Does not want to do that. Okay, let's do this. I'm +1. Let's keep it +1. My king is not happy. But okay. Can do that. It dropped. Yeah, well, it was a horrible game. Really, really horrible. I think this Willie O'Donnell just got pressured on the time or something. Theory plus 0.2. +1 already. -3. Oh my god. Yeah. It's totally true. He takes with check. No, he takes, I take back, and then I lose my bishop. So he takes, I take this bishop. Okay, let's see. This guy takes here, I take the bishop, and then takes a continuous taking with check. Yeah, and then I lose a piece. Blunder number 1, going there. I'm still bad. I'm still worse here. Wait a minute. What is going on here? Minus 1.3. Whoa, I can still take it. And I have to take back, and then I take that. Yeah, okay. True. I defend it, and I lose equality. Ah, nice combination. Yeah, absolutely. Could not do that. That old bishop here is horrible. Now I'm good again if I put back my bishop, and I did not, so but white is still good here. Plus 2.3. Now I go back. That was the right move. Yay, that's white. Queen has to go back. Mwah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, again the right move. Well, +3, why not? And here I gave stuff away, that's +2. The right move is going there. Just because I want to win the pawn then? Okay, I wanted to give mate. I gave a pawn here, deliberately, but yeah, he can't take it. I said he can't take it, so I suppose he did take it. +4.8, yeah, that was correct. +5, yeah, at least I was correct about that. Queen goes there. And I make it a draw. Yeah, I saw this. I saw this one. Actually, I saw this one. Can you even go there? Oh, because the queen does not defend my bishop anymore. Because of check and mate. Well, actually, not mate because of that. What happens? So go here, suppose I just take it. Okay, and then you take here, and then suppose I take it. It's not mate. I'll lose that one. Yeah, well, queen coming in is never good. But then why is this not good? Because it doesn't threaten my queen, and if I just take here... Oh yeah, okay, I was afraid for this move actually, but the bishop is still on it. So I get an extra move here. I'll make it a draw here, but okay, he missed that too. My opponent missed everything. Playable. Oh, bad move. 4.8. Not the best move. This was stronger. Why? Threaten to sacrifice here, I guess. Can even already sacrifice right now. So the idea is that suppose he does nothing, then wow, I can sacrifice a rook or a bishop. You move all the pawns. Oh, we're gonna take that one back. And then sacrifice this one. We take that back too. And then it's made in 3 because all the pawns are gone. Oh, okay. Yeah. So the queen here is better because then the queen is on top of the king, and certainly if you start sacrificing bishops here, then the queen is doing there very well. And there's no reason not to go there, I suppose. But I thought if I go here, then I threaten to take the knight, which is not really threatening because you can take it like that. Defending this one. I don't know. Yeah, that was pointless because I just take it and then the queen is attacked. Cannot take my pawn, I think. I don't think they can take my pawn, can they? Suppose it takes the pawn. Then I had to sack here. I would so have taken here. And then they threaten mate. No, that's not possible. He has to take back. Does not go mate, but loses everything. And this is not possible because the rook. Okay. Yeah, that's dead. Also dead, so could not do that. Did that instead. No, I should have started sacrificing anyway, even though my queen is on h2. That was a stupid move, like I said during the game. Yep. Knight goes there, and then what do I have? But I didn't do that. I just went all the way back. Nobody knows why. And still I didn't sacrifice. And now finally I sacrificed. Well, it's hardly sacrificed. The bloody pawn is pinned there. I should take the pawn. Of course I should take the pawn. Oh, so stupid that I didn't see that. No. Yeah, okay. Check, 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 check. Queen here. Attack the queen. Queen takes the pawn. Rook here. Queen goes away. And then that's possible because the bishop is here. Yeah, I'll just play this. Let's play it immediately. So if now I take, I can just go away. So he has to do that, yeah. Then I want to push this pawn 2 squares, which is actually right now possible. But I'm lagging in development like crazy. Doesn't feel good. Let's not do that. Could do this, they just castle. Now I need my knight. My knight goes here though. I just have to play this. It's horrible, but I don't want to play this pawn first. So I don't feel like I can do this anyway. I have to develop this. And this. And they all go through this square. Can't develop my queen side unless I play this pawn. And I don't think I have the time to move this pawn first. On the other hand, now this bishop has to be developed. If they put it there, which is quite normal, I would say. Though maybe they don't want to anymore after pushing this pawn. They want to put it there. That would be nah. The bishop goes here. I can just play this pawn anyway, I suppose. See, now I'm doubting. Maybe I should have played c3. Get the knight out. Especially away from this square. Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I should have put it here, the knight. Not sure I want to go here anyway. This whole route is to go there, so... Oh wow. Ah, fuck. Not good. He just takes it. I have to take with the pawn, and he takes my queen, and I lose this pawn. No. Bloody knight is attacked. Yeah, well, I'm lost anyway. Ugh, Narok. Nothing is a good move. My plan was to play this pawn, so I'm gonna still do that. But yeah, being a pawn down, he's probably just gonna take it, and then... I guess take here. I'm having a time advantage, but it's against a 2090 player. Usually not that much of an advantage. Yeah, I won on time. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Talking about time, I'm going to bed. Yeah, I don't know. it feels like a guy had a lag. He never moves fast, even in the opening. Oh yeah, good night. Bedtime. I'll see you tomorrow maybe.